Hi everyone and welcome back to my channel, and I'm back with more Casey Anthony. So the next date witness is Cindy Anthony again, and they talk about when her granddaughter was found on the 11th of December. She remembers she was at the airport in LA waiting to board a plane to come home. Neither George were present for when the search warrant was carried out at her home. They talk about the Winnie the Pooh blanket that was found wrapped around Kaylee when she was found, and Cindy doesn't remember seeing that blanket since the end of May. So now we start talking about hair and going through the maternal line and what everybody's hair was like. So we start with Cindy's hair and how long it was and how long she's had it in the style she's had now, and she says she has it cut every 3 weeks because it grows very fast. The style she has it in the prison visit videos had been that style for over a year, and obviously she has dyed her hair. She's then asked about Kaylee's hair, and she says it had not been dyed in any way. She says Casey started highlighting and dyeing her hair after Kaylee was born. Now she's asked about Lee's hair, so again they are going through the maternal line. Obviously Lee's hair is short, he hasn't dyed his hair either. They ask her about her mother, which is Casey and Lee's grandmother, who doesn't live in the area but had been in the car. Cindy can't say when her mother had been in the car prior to June. Her mother's hair has always been shoulder length and is mostly grey and white. She also says it's possible that one of her brothers had been in the car, but she isn't certain, and he has short hair. So we move on to the duct tape, and in 2008 Cindy recalls a roll of black duct tape being in the home, and she thinks there was a blue roll at one point and maybe silver, but she doesn't remember using black duct tape. And she isn't aware of any duct tape being anywhere else in the house but in the garage. So the command centre they set up after Kaylee went missing, they did use duct tape there to hold up the missing posters and any other pictures or anything that they needed stuck up there, and she thinks it came from the house. So now they go back to the deposition. Cindy had said that she remembered George telling her about putting a piece of duct tape on the gas can, but she never saw him do it. So now we move on to the laundry bags, and Cindy is shown similar laundry bags and storage bags to what Cindy had at one point in her home. She remembers having one in the garage for storing the balls from Kaylee's ball pit, and she also had one in Kaylee's room that stored her stuffed animals. Which was changed at some point, and that went into the garage with the other one, and they were put inside black plastic bags. So now we show a close-up of those. Now we move on to the pink t-shirt with the lettering on it that Kaylee wore. Cindy doesn't even remember seeing Kaylee in this shirt. She never remembers seeing it, full stop. The first time she ever saw that shirt and Kaylee actually wearing it was in her deposition. The cross-examination, Byers goes straight in with the warrant that was carried out on the 20th of December 2008, and obviously it was a difficult time. Byers brings up there was a confrontation of some kind when the police arrived, which this was shut down immediately, even though I am rather curious about what went on there. Cindy doesn't remember telling police at the time about the missing blanket. So I noticed that when any of the Anthonys are up on the stand, they are confrontational with Byers. It's obvious they really don't like him. And during this testimony, Cindy can't even give him eye contact. She's constantly looking down and really only looks at him when she really has to. We now move on to the search warrant on the 11th of December, and saying that when they arrived home it was safe to say that their house was a mess and the police had literally turned it upside down and hadn't put anything back. I can't imagine how horrible that is. They had owned the Pontiac Sunfire for 8 years in total, and Cindy has had numerous hair lengths in that time, and so has Casey and Kaylee. The hair thing, yeah, you know how I feel about that. So now the next witness is Jennifer Welch again, whom we know is the CSI investigator. So on the 13th of August 2009, Jennifer met with Casey to photograph a tattoo on her back. She took a total of 23 photographs, but they weren't all of the tattoo. So they show a photograph of the tattoo that Casey has, then a close-up. And that's it for that witness. So the next witness is Bobby Williams. He works at Cast Iron Tattoos as a tattoo artist and is the manager. He's known Casey for roughly 7 years. So 2nd of July 2008, he saw Casey on that day, and as she was at his shop. She came in to get a tattoo, and she'd made the appointment 3 to 4 days prior, which she had made with Bobby over the phone. Casey had told him she wanted Bella Vita, which means beautiful life, tattooed on her in a feminine type font. So obviously he gave the tattoo that we saw in the previous testimony. That, you know. He says the tattoo took about 30 minutes. He said when Casey arrived, he says that Casey was normal, which meant she didn't seem upset about anything and seemed pretty happy for the most part, which, makes me so angry. While Bobby was working on her tattoo, Casey was on the phone for the majority of the time, obviously. The tattoo was $65 and she paid in cash. When the tattoo was done, they ended up ordering pizza, and Casey stayed, had a couple of slices, and it turns out Casey paid for that pizza. He saw Casey again on the 15th of July at the shop. She came to set up another appointment for the 19th of July. It says Casey seemed the same as before. She was happy, not upset or anything. Of course she wasn't. When she made that appointment, it was for 2 people. So obviously it was her and a friend, because she told him a friend of hers was coming into town. So it's great. She's just living a life. Spending money like, you know, nobody's business. Bobby knew that Casey had a daughter, and on the 15th of July she had told Bobby that she was with the nanny. Lie. She had told him that Kaylee would be with her when she came back for her appointment on the 19th. Just wow. So the cross-examination. It is customary in his line of work for people to get tattoos to remember loved ones. He did not do any tattoos on Cindy or George. So that's that. The wonderful life of Casey Anthony while her daughter was dead. The only word I can think of is wow. So at the end of this, the state rests, and we will be moving on with the defence case, which should be interesting. So I'll be back with that in the next video. Bye for now.